Welcome back. For some, the issue of addiction occurs before birth. Mothers who use opioids while pregnant are delivering babies born in withdrawal. As Christina Moore explains, music therapy is actually helping these newborns cope.
At 16 days old, baby Teddy is healthy enough to go home. His biological mother used opioids while pregnant, so when Teddy was born, his body went through withdrawal, much like an adult would.
For that opiate, all of them do cross through the placenta, and the baby becomes dependent on them. Over a duration of time, babies get used to having that in their system, so when they're born and they no longer have the exposure to the different opiates that had been used, babies then go through what we call withdrawal.
Norton's NICU music therapy program began in 2015, focusing on premature babies. Now the program is one of the few in the country tackling the increasing epidemic of infants with neonatal abstinence syndrome, or NAS. At any given time, Norton has 3 to 8 babies with NAS. Their symptoms include tremors, irritability, poor sleep and feeding, as well as excessive rooting.
So the ACE study in 19...
Now, a new study conducted right here at Norton confirms there are ways to soothe these newborns that can help minimize the amount of drugs needed in the withdrawal process.
So the more things that we can use, like music therapy, to help calm and console these babies, to help them feed better and to help them sleep better, all 3 things that we know music can do for these babies, then the less medication that I have to use.
From September 2016 to January of this year, music therapist Michael Detmer studied the impact music can have on babies with NAS.
So I always recommend live parent singing over any recorded music because this can be adapted in the moment to the baby.
Detmer specifically studied a pacifier-activated lullaby. The pressure-sensitive sensor activates music as a reward for sucking on the pacifier.
We found clinically that it was helping kids with NAS learn how to suck on a pacifier.
That music provides us with a non-pharmacological mechanism in order to help these babies through their withdrawal.
Detmer says the study showed music therapy helped lower what's called the Finnegan score for these infants. A lower score translates to fewer symptoms. The goal is to get babies like Teddy healthier sooner so they can go home.
There is not a single experimental study in music therapy on infants with NAS that has been published. So we expect this to be the first publication coming out this fall.
The average total cost to treat babies with neonatal abstinence syndrome in Kentucky grew more than $11 million in 2005 to more than $90 million in 2014. Nearly 80% of that is funded by Medicaid. Poison control centers across the country are fielding calls about opioid poisoning, and in Kentucky, about a quarter of the calls involve children. Morgan Lintus explains how parents can keep kids safe.
It's a silent threat, hidden in plain sight.
It's on the coffee table, it's on the nightstand, it's in your purse.
Powerful opioids often prescribed, but easily abused.
You'd expect them to become either confused or drowsy, all the way to potentially comatose and unarousable.
That's Ashley Webb, director of the Kentucky Poison Control Center in Louisville. She knows the symptoms of opioid poisoning.
Hi, this is Barbara with the Poison Center.
Because for years, her staff has answered the calls.
You know, it's definitely something that's been on our radar for a long time, and we have as much concern as everybody else.
And that concern has grown nationwide. In August, an Ohio man was charged with involuntary manslaughter after his 1-year-old son died of an overdose.
When did you find him like that?
Just now, he was taking a nap, and I came in here, and he's just cold and he's not breathing. His eyes are open, and he's just laying here.
Toxicology reports show the boy had oxycodone and other drugs in his system. Later that month, a 16-month-old in Indiana had to be revived with the overdose reversal drug Narcan after ingesting opioids at his mother's home.
In that age group, we consider that they don't know better when they get into those medications. They've seen their parents take the medication, or, you know, it's something interesting sitting on the coffee table, so they don't have that capacity to know that this is wrong for me to access this.
Webb says that's true for children 6 and under, but things start to change as they grow up. In fact, Webb says by the age of 13, most adolescents who are poisoned by opioids are experimenting with drugs.
You know, when you look at adolescents and what they tend to abuse, the things that are easy to get to are the things that they're going to go after.
In Kentucky, that can vary from methadone to prescription fentanyl. Webb says the center can also track new drug trends.
We may be the first ones called when something new that's over the internet is being ingested or used in the state, and then we can kind of give the state a heads up, hey, we're seeing this, this is a concern.
But maybe the most important job of poison control involves prevention.
If you don't have any more use for that medication, to go ahead and get rid of it.
Experts say that is the best way to protect your family.
I think we take for granted that a lot of the medications that we take, they're for us, and it may not have the, we may not think about them as posing harm, but to children, they definitely can.
For State of Addiction, I'm Morgan Lentis.
With the number of teens dying from opioid and heroin overdose on the rise, local high schools are tackling the crisis head on. Jennifer Bayless explains.
We'd much rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Oldham County High Schools now stock Narcan, the drug used to reverse an overdose. Jonathan Wasaba says the district has not seen heroin use among its students, but they want to be prepared.
Voluntarily, we do drug testing. We also do drug testing for any student randomly. They're put into a pool for any students that are in extracurricular activities, sports, extracurriculars. And then parents are also, it's made available to parents if they want to have their child put into that pool and then randomly selected. We do have random drug tests.
What we're really concerned about are outside events that may happen at the school. Okay, you got basketball, football, you got all kinds of things that bring all kinds of strangers and all kinds of people onto your campus. We want them to make sure that they are prepared in case somebody does do an overdose.
Russ Reed says addiction usually takes place between the ages of 12 and 17 years old.
When the adolescent brain develops, it doesn't develop fully until the ages of 24 to 25 years old. So basically the adolescent brain has all the information in it to say go, try this, do that, develop, be the best you can possibly be. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the no part in it yet until it's fully developed.
Reed believes education is key to fighting the drug epidemic.
We got to start in the elementary schools, and we got to continue that education in the high schools. So the more information they know, and the more they know about the consequences.
For State of Addiction, I'm Jennifer Bayless.
Unfortunately, there are millions of children impacted by this epidemic every day. Next on State of Addiction, you'll meet a mother whose drug addiction destroyed her family and hear how they're working to put it back together.